What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Whoops, a little bit of a camera quake. So I am trying this third time. I've been trying to get online and do this live stream since 12:30 as promised. And I was so happy because 12:30 on the dot, boom, here I was. And it was starting to go through, and I was talking, I was going through the comments, I was reading stuff, I was reacting, and then it kept dropping. And it, until finally it just stopped altogether. It's like a couple of minutes worth of time. So I just deleted that. And then I tried it again, and I got through the entire run. There was a few times it stopped, and it gave me the option. I had to hit the screen, go boom, okay, restart, and it was continuing. So I thought everything was good. And then we got to the end, and I get the option to click on that X button. I'm looking at it right now, and that'll stop the feed, and it'll ask me if I want to upload it. And I pressed the button, and nothing happened. To say I was irked is putting it mildly. So I've been resetting, since the first time I tried, resetting my router, restarting my phone, because as my regular viewers know, because it's in the end hits my videos, at least the ones that aren't live, the ones that I edit, it says that I shoot everything with my phone, my Galaxy Note 8. So I had to, I had to wait for all that, and I found out that it's not saved, that it didn't even go through. Oh, yes, like I said, irked is putting it mildly, my friends. But I'm here now. And I just got a comment of what looked like thumbs up from Mrs. Big Johnny G there. So I guess this is going through, at least for the moment. So you may remember last week or the week before, I did a comment section for Midday Monologue Mondays. And I really like doing it. It gave me such a good opportunity to connect a little bit more with everyone. Because really I don't have a lot of time in my day between working, between being home, dogs, wife, a life. I try to crunch and do as much as I can, as fast as I can. So I don't always get a chance to hop on and answer comments. So I decided to do it. And it went over really fun. I had a good time doing it. It got some good positive feedback. And when I looked at my comments yesterday, I realized that there were so many over this past week that if I waited a month like my original plan was, if I waited a month, it'd be way too many comments to deal with. So this is going to be a new weekly series of comments, Q's, and A's. And I got the list of the top comments from the week, and I'm going to go through them, and I'll answer them. And if I see any new comments pop up, I'll be sure to address them. So let's start backwards, because that's how I looked at the list. So let's start backwards. Thursday, I dropped a Big Johnny G's 5 favorite. Actually, it was a two-parter, so 2 5s. And this was the first part, numbers 10 through 6. And that 5 favorite was for games I can't win, but I still love playing. So 2 of the comments I'd like to address for that. One is from Eric Brooks, who's been watching us for a while, and I really appreciate that, Eric. You've been with us for a long time, and we're keeping your attention and keeping you hopefully entertained and informed a little bit. So Eric Brooks said, "Thanks, really enjoying your channel. You've come a long way. Keep up the good work." I like hearing this. Tommy V, the 20-sided Warriors, will like hearing this because we have been, since the beginning, we've been trying to figure this out, especially me. I am a tech idiot who came into this with no knowledge really of how to do film at all. I mean, I'm not even the kind of guy that would walk down the street and film interesting or weird things on my camera just to do it. I've never really done that. And if you look at some of my earliest couple of videos, and then videos from like maybe 8 months after that, every 8 months or so, to the point now. I definitely see it, even myself, and I'm a pretty tough critic of myself. I see a lot of good positive improvements on the channel, and we're always thinking about more ways to improve things. So it's not like it's ever going to hit a wall and become stagnant. Uh, and to point that out from a viewer that's been with us for quite a while means it really does mean a lot, because you've been there. You know exactly what I'm talking about here. You literally have seen, us struggling, me particularly struggling in the beginning to try to figure out how to do all these things. And this is the point I'm at now. I don't think this is anywhere near the apex of where Two Gun Pixie is going to. Slowly I'm learning how to do more things, and I'm learning how to incorporate the time it takes to do those things into my daily schedule. So Eric and everyone else that's appreciates what we're doing and has noticed that we are definitely trying to improve, and we're not, like I said, staying stagnant. Thank you very much. We had another comment on that video from Fallen Dominion Studios. John Longren and Sean Cahill over there run that, and they are the fantastic designers of Fallen Land, a post-apocalyptic board game, which is one of my all-time favorite games of all time. It's a great sandbox game, open world system of survival, as well as storytelling. The cards, the stories on the cards that drive it are amazing and fantastic. And some of them are rather family friendly, and some of them kind of aren't. So it runs the gambit very well, I think, between just a base fun game and something a little bit more towards adults. So we've been communicating with them for a while. They're great individuals. I love dealing with them. Whenever I see an email or a message with John or Fallen Dominion on it, it's like I immediately feel good because I know it's going to be a good positive message. And they had to say, great video, Big Johnny G. A lot of great games there, and there were a lot of great games. If you've watched the video, numbers 10 through 6 are all worthy games of playing. They're fantastically fun games. They're going to give you a lot of good times. And I think everything on that, everything on that list can be played well. And with one exception, I don't have the list in front of me. I think one exception, is only solo. But they are, and they're great games. You're not going to notice the time pass by, and that's what I think is a mark of a great game. That by the end of the game, no matter how short it was, if it was a filler game or whether it was a big all-day epic game, if by the end of it, you're looking at your time, whatever timepiece you look at, and you're like, wow, it's that late. That is a sign of a great game, because you were so immersed in it. Time itself, from your perspective, time itself ceased. And that's very good. And a lot of these games, they do exactly that. So thanks for checking that out, Sean and John over at Fallen Dominion Studios. So continuing backwards, going back into last week, there was 2 What's in the Pixies box that got dropped on Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday's was technically a reboxing. Honestly, it was more of an organization, because the game that got unboxed was, and I got it right here, actually, it's handy, Return of the Night of the Zealot for Arkham Horror, the card game. And the card game, the base card game, comes with a short mini campaign. And this is literally, like the title says, a return to it. So you've already dealt with the campaign, and later on at some other point, things start happening that are connected to the original case. And I call it case 2 because these are done, like, look at that. That's really thematically cool. That is, like, sucks you into it like a 1920s filing cabinet. So you were supposed to be able to incorporate everything from the Night of the Zealot campaign in the core and the return all in here. It's really cool. Yes, I've mentioned several times that this little amount of space for this box I find upsetting, though keeping it in line with the rest of the campaigns that are going to be coming out or have come out for it already and are much larger. It's uniform, so I understand their reasoning for it. But there was nothing in the instructions, and I didn't see anything online about the actual organization of it. So the first video on Wednesday was the unboxing, and the second was the reboxing. So as far as the reboxing goes, we had a comment from our buddy T-Bone, Anthony. He said, and he commented, I didn't write down the exact comment. He commented about the fact that I couldn't find some cards for Ancient Evil. So I just wanted to make a note to tell you, T-Bone, I found those cards. The problem was all the cards are divided, and each division of the cards has certain symbols on them to help you quickly tell the cards apart. The problem is the Ancient Evil cards have a stylized circle with icon on it. And there's another one, I forget what it's called offhand. I'm not going to spend the time live to go through the box and look for it. But there's another one that has a very similar circle and image kind of thing, markings on the circle. And they got combined because looking at them so quick, they totally look alike. But I found them, T-Bone. I found them. And again, from our buddies over at Fallen Dominion Studios, he said, yes, it does look awesome. It looks awesome. It looks so awesome. This game is going to be fun. I can't wait to play it. It was solo or 2 players. Or if you buy 2 of the core game, then you can play 4 players, but I'm not planning on doing that. Now, if one of the other 20-sided warriors buys it themselves, they can bring it over. We can incorporate it. But I'm not spending the money on another core set. 1, 2 players is good enough for me. So as I said before, that was the actual unboxing of the game itself. Now we had another comment from Anthony agreeing with me about the whole waste of space for such a large box. But again, as I already said, I understand because it's going to fall in line with the size of the rest of the boxes for the larger campaigns that have since come out and will continue to come out probably to the end of time because this is a Fantasy Flight company. So then it takes us back in time a little more to Tabletop Takeout Tuesday last week, which was on Crazier 8's Shahrazad. Hope I said it right. Shahrazad is a standalone and expansion for Crazier 8's 1001 Nights. If you're not familiar with the Crazier 8 series of games, we've also done videos and playthroughs of the previous one, which was Crazier 8's Camelot and the expansion standalone Avalon. These games have some of the most beautiful. I know. If you watch my videos, you've seen this before. I gush over the artwork because it is the most perfectly fitting and therefore making it most perfect art that I've seen for any board game, card game at all. I love playing the game for the game. I almost equally love playing the game just to look at the cards. So we did a Tabletop Takeout on that. And if you want to learn more about the game, that's what Tabletop Takeout is kind of about. So you can go check that out. Anthony said, very cool game indeed. Cool. Let's play is my answer to you, my friend. The Shahrazad mini standalone expansion can handle 2 or 3 players, while the base game can handle up to 4. So we could get all the 20-sided warriors involved in a game using both of them. It is a really fun game. Just like Crazy Eights, but more options. Yeah. Again, go watch the video. I talk about it in detail there. And that's fresh. I don't need to, I feel, talk about it again right now. The midday monologue Monday that preceded that was a channel update, contest update. And as I said, upcoming $, pound sign, exclamation point, plus sign. Write it out. If you can't figure it out, write it out. You'll see what it is. And we were celebrating our 2nd full year of being on YouTube. I never exactly checked the date, but I know it's right around January. So we are in our 2nd full year. We started here, and we were talking about that, and we had a bunch of comments. Thank you, everyone. We had a bunch of comments, saying happy birthday and, being thankful for our channel, which is so amazing and absolutely cool. And one of them I would like to point out to Mario Blank. I just want to say thank you so much for watching our channel. I'm not sure how regular of a viewer you are. I don't recall seeing a lot of comments Not that you have to, not that it's important, but it's a decent way for me to gauge sometimes how long someone's been watching our channels. So I'm glad you've checked us out, you've given us a chance, and you like us. So please, I hope we keep entertaining / informing you about some really cool tabletop adventures. So that brings us to Sunday, almost a full week back now at this point. And as usual, the slideshow gaming. I have a lot of fun filming this, and I think if you, I hope this is right, but I think if you look at some of the earlier ones I did last year when I started this series up, compared to now, I think I've gotten better with my photographic skills. Well, at least to the point where I've gotten better being able to see what looks like it's going to be a more interesting shot. Anyway, I'm not sure how focused this is. Let me just give that a quick try. Was that a little bit better focus? A little bit. So that slideshow gaming was on a new game here at the Nerd Wasteland from Kickstarter that we got. Coma Ward. Coma Ward, great game. You got to go check out our videos for it and anyone else's videos you find for it. It's a horror game along the lines of Betrayal at House on the Hill, kind of more of a bulked up version of that. You don't know who you are. You wake up in a sanitarium or a hospital, a fully functional hospital, but completely abandoned beside you and the other players. But none of you have any memories whatsoever, I guess, other than base things like you remember how to talk and walk and things like that. But other acquired knowledges like who you are, where you came from, why you're there, nothing. Completely blank slate. And the game is divided into 2 parts with a prelude and then the that happens after you gain the 3 clues in the prelude. And it's almost like playing 2 games, almost. The prelude itself will take anywhere from a half hour to an hour, depending on how fast you're going to find these clues. And then when you find the clues and you get the phenomenon, each phenomenon has its own set of rules and will tell you how long it takes approximately to play it. So overall, I would say this game takes at least 2 hours to play. We had a comment from Reviewing, Playing, and More, RPM. Another name seems fairly new, I've seen in the comments, so thank you very much for liking our videos enough to comment, and I hope liking enough that you keep coming back. So, Reviewing, Playing, and More, RPM, had this to say. Looks like a great game that would be a lot of fun to play with friends. I think games like this are why I still play Clue. That's a good game. But this looks so much more and more involved. Great video. Thank you for liking the video. As I said earlier in this video, always trying to improve. So thank you. And I hope to make the videos even better. This is a great game to play with friends. Actually, you can't play this solo. There's really no way to solo this because the game, it's not it's 2 different games, the Prelude and the Phenomenon. The Prelude is not cooperative and it's not antagonistic. It's whatever. If you want to attack the other players, you can. If you want to help the other players, you can. If you want to work as a team, you can. It really isn't that big of a deal. The game, the rules aren't set up for it to be either way. But the phenomenons, once you get to the phenomenons, then things can start being a little bit more defined. You really do need at least 2 players for this game. But if you have at least one other friend that likes to do some tabletop adventuring, this game will give you a lot of fun for a long time. The replayability on this game is high. It comes with 12 phenomenons. If you did the Kickstarter, you got a bonus 13th phenomenon, and it blew through all its goals, which enabled the backers to get 2 expansions with it. One, Abominable Cataclysms, I think it's called, is another, I think, 12 phenomenon that happened. And then there's a guest writer series. It's a little bit small. I think it might be 8 in that series. 8 is the mental images matching up in my head. So you're not going to know what's going on. And it gives, like I was saying, the replayability is just out the window. So if you have at least one other friend that likes playing tabletop adventures and isn't opposed to horror, And this game, it could be anything. By the time you get to the phenomenon, it might be something. I don't want to give anything away because the phenomenon, anything I can say about the phenomenon specifically is going to be spoilers, and I don't want to do that. That's not my purpose right now, anyway, for talking about this. But it might be something more of a classic monster type. It might be a psychological, psychic horror thing. Might be Cthulhian. There's possibilities. But yeah, this game is really, really a fun game to play. And I hope that you find someone to play it. And if not, and you ever are in New York City, just drop us a message. And if we're having a game day that day, come on over. We also had another message from Anthony. Now, Anthony, he usually takes one day a week and he just binge watches me, which is both kind of cool and a little weird there, Anthony. You didn't get enough of me growing up over 43 years already? So Anthony said, very good game. I like the game pieces as well. I love how the player's pieces look distressed, and the pills are a great touch. You see, the player figures that they use, the plastic molded figures, there's 6 of them, and there's 2 poses each. One pose is that, and another pose is like, kind of like the scream. And I think the other one is like that. You're like, ah. So yeah, that's a good use of the word, Anthony. They definitely look distressed. And the pills he's talking about is, again, they blew out all their goals on Kickstarter. So instead of having cardboard tokens or chits for your player counters, for things you need to keep track of, they were able to make plastic pills that match the color of each of the 6 different colors you can choose for one of your, to put one of your players on. And they look real enough that you don't want to leave these around grandma. She might think it's Sunday's pill and pop it. I mean, it's just plastic. It'll probably, I guess, move right through her. But still, even in that best case scenario, you're still out a gaming piece. They look really, really good, Anthony. And it was such a phenomenal game to play. Oh, I can't wait to play this again. And moving back before that, we had a Saturday playthrough 1 week ago today. And me and the 20-sided Warriors got together and we got to play the new Game Right game, Forbidden Sky. Now, they've come out with 2 other games by Matt Leacock in this series, Forbidden Island and then Forbidden Desert. And these games are phenomenal. Love these games. Everyone I've thrown them down in front of, the 20-sided Warriors, Mrs. Big Johnny G. Everyone's liked these games to one degree or another. And they've changed each one. It's not a continuation. Well, story-wise it kind of is, but game-wise it's not really a continuation from each of them. Like in the first one, Forbidden Island, the island is literally disappearing on you. Pieces of it, represented by tiles, are literally sinking under your feet. On the desert one, the desert storm is shifting physically, realistically, literally shifting the tiles around. And on top of that, there's sand piling up, sand dunes covering everything up. So it becomes a game of memory, or who's that? Is that the kid's name of their game? Something like that. One of the memory games. You know what I'm talking about. And this one is kind of different because you're actually for the first time in control of the tiles. So that was a lot of fun. And you're battling against high storm winds that could blow you off this flying platform, or lightning raining down on you and frying you. Excellent game. So much fun. Anthony wrote, sorry I missed this. It looks like it was a ton of fun. Sorry you all lost. Yes, we did. But you still got to go over and check out that video and see how the game was played and how we lost, because it was exciting. Even in the loss, it was exciting. Very good game. Sorry you weren't there, T-Bone. You'll get a chance to play it. Don't worry. I know where you live. And also, Fallen Dominion Studio. Hey, guys. Short and John commented on that game as well, saying that it looks like fun, guys. That's what they said. Looks like fun, guys. And it was. It's a lot of fun. And I'm glad you glad you remembered your proper English and you put a comma. fun. Otherwise, you would have been saying that we look like fun guys, which I'm sure you meant we do, but not what you really meant. The game looks fun. Simple use of a comma. I don't know why I brought that up. Just zen in opening my mouth. Now, the Friday before that, to end the whole week off, I know Friday doesn't begin the week, but to end it all off, there was a live Friday night filler. So Saturday and Friday last week both had games. Friday was a solo game where I took on Friday, Rio Grande Games. Friedman, I can't remember his first name, the guy that created that game. I have failed that game. Tommy V has failed that game. It's a tough game. Managing your card deck, trying to figure out when's a good time to specifically lose an encounter so you can get rid of some of the lower or negative point cards from your hand to help you build up better cards. I haven't figured out the balance yet. There's Tommy V. And Anthony liked the video, though. He said, I'm shocked. Or we haven't played this together. Looks like a lot of fun. Oh, it is. If you like getting slapped by a game, it is a lot of fun. Yes, I've failed. Tommy V has failed. But you see, Anthony, what you miss is Friday is specifically just a solo game. That's all it is. You can't play with 2 or more players. But I would love to get the game down on the table and do a playthrough of you playing this game. I already did with Tommy V, and I'd like to do that with each of you guys. So think about that. Might be on the horizon. And we also had another comment on that video. Now, we saw them the other week for the midday monologue when I did that for comments. I noticed this also. I think that might have been the first time. I think this might be the only first 2 times. For YouTube censorship accounts. Did I do something wrong? YouTube censorship account said, I wish I could hang with you guys. First and foremost, let me say, getting a message from the YouTube censorship account scared me a little bit. I'm not trying to do anything wrong. I'm not planning on doing anything wrong. I'm trying to do things as cool and above board as possible. So I got scared. I can't remember what the exact comment was the last time, but it was similar to this. It was a positive. And now, seeing 2 positive back-to-backs, I'm feeling a little easier. But yes, so YouTube censorship account, I wish I could hang with you guys. What, are you in New York? Because if I haven't mentioned it enough times, or you haven't been able to tell from my voice, I'm a New York City boy. If you're in New York, send me a message. We can work something out. And if you're not, let me know if you come by New York. See if we have a game day that coincides, and see what we can get happen. See if we can make a melding, so to speak. Just let us know. And if that doesn't work out, try to find other gamers near you. Facebook has tons of gaming groups and sites. A lot of them are very area. Actually, as far as I know, they're all very area specific. You might be able to find a group nearby to check out. And like I said, if you ever come to New York, let us know. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for not getting us in trouble. Pardon me. Now, I was planning on doing the whole week back, but I noticed that the top comment is actually a video from 2 weeks ago. Not this past Tabletop Takeout Tuesday, but the one from the week before. And that was on Duel of the Dragons by Fundamental Games. And we got a message from the creator of the game. As far as I know, the president, CEO, head of, not sure what the title is, of Fundamental Games. And that's Mr. Wes W. And Wes W. said, "Thank you for the kind words and the cool review, John. Much appreciated. Wes, your game brought a lot of joy to this table. And partly because of the whole way you've designed the combat system. We loved that. And if you haven't watched the video, I'll try to encapsulate this as quick as I can, but go over, check out the video. I go into it in a lot more detail. But you pick a card that has a dragon on it to be your dragon, and each dragon has its own special ability, its own thing that it can do, kind of bend rules or add damage or something. And one of the three types of cards that you have a chance of playing are your attack cards. And they have a series of numbers along the sides of them. And you place them, tuck them underneath your dragon card. So and you start with the corners, and then you can do sides, tops, bottom. And that's going to give you, by the time you have 8 cards around your dragon, you're going to have 5 on a side. What I mean 5 on a side is 5 icons on a side that'll show a head, a wing, a tail, a claw, along with a number. And those are all your attacks. And then the first player that gets 8 around their dragon, boom, the big hit happens. And both players will add up how much points are all around their dragon. And whoever has the least points takes the difference between the two as damage. This system works out great. Plus there's special attack cards and there's action cards. So the first player that goes isn't necessarily going to be the first player to get 8 cards, combat cards, around their dragon. The game was so much fun. It really was. I loved playing this. I loved telling people about this game. On top of it being fun, it's a 1 or 2 player game. It's a deck of cards, and it's in a tuck box, so you can take it anywhere. And it was a really great game. And because you gave such a great game out to the gaming community, I found the review really easy to do. And the review was almost as much fun as the other videos that I made of it. So, Wes, I can't wait to see what's next in line for Duel of the Dragons. If you have any expansions in your mind coming out or something, I don't know, but I can't wait to see it, because I feel like what we got is, as far as quantity, not quality. Quality I've already been talking about. As far as quantity goes, I feel like it's just enough. You know, like the quantity is just on the verge of being more. But I haven't heard word. I've spoken to Wes a couple times on email, through social media. Seems like such a great guy, a fine gentleman. Whenever I see an email or a correspondence with his name attached to it, I kind of get a little smile, because I know it's going to be something good and positive. Great guy. If you ever need to get in touch with anyone from Fundamental Games, he's a good guy. He's a good guy to talk to. So Wes, yes. We may end up doing more videos. We've done a ton, you know, between the unboxings, the setup, the how-to play, the 2-player one, the solo player one already, a 20-sided shots, a tabletop Tuesday. Wow, you got like, 7 videos for that showcase. And every single one of them, worth it. All right, so that was everything I wanted to go over. And haven't seen any questions, only seen 2 viewers. Right now, we're currently at 0 viewers, but that's just the live. Hopefully, people will come check this out later on when they have time. First of all, it's a Saturday. Second of all, the timing is rotten, which is why I wanted to drop it closer to 12 originally, which became 12:30, because I thought that was a better time being here in New York City, because I have a large fan base in America, all over, but especially on the 2 coasts. And my next biggest group of viewers and subscribers seems to be across the pond over in Great Britain. So I thought 12:30 would be a decent time for all the time zones. And I just got screwed by my I just kept getting dropped, you know, Time Warner cable. I mean, Spectrum cable is horrible. So yeah, I got a lot of things planned for next week. Everything's already planned out. So look forward. Right now, the schedule for the upcoming week looks like, yes, definitely 1 video a day Friday, there's going to be 2. I just want to mention that upcoming before I sign off. Friday, this coming Friday is going to be 2 live videos. And the one live video is going to be a playthrough. Waiting to hear back. So I'm not sure what the game's going to be because I'm waiting to hear back if maybe Oregon Al or T-Bone or Ryan Man will be able to stop by on Friday night. So the number of players I have and who the players are is going to determine what that is. And if not, it's going to be a solo showdown, my friends. And that should be starting about 8 p.m. for a Friday night. Actually, no, that should be starting about 8:30 because at about 8 p.m. this coming Friday, my friends, we are drawing for our giveaway of Osprey Games' London, which is a fantastic game of buying property and managing poverty. Property and poverty. Oh, this game was so tough. Me and Alex thought we were going to go insane playing this game. And I can't wait to get this in one of your hands. So that drawing is going to be, as of right now, we're looking at 8 p.m. for this Friday night. So we're going to do the drawing 8 p.m. Friday night. So make sure that you're entered in. If you haven't watched the video or you're new and you don't know how to enter in, all you got to do is take a screenshot showing that you're a subscriber to Two Gun Pixie, and you're going to send it to our email 2GP 1K sub contest, and that's at gmail.com. And it's going to be a random draw, raffle style, to see who wins the game. I only have 1 copy, so there's only going to be 1 winner. And then just to give you one last quick update, the following Monday, not this Monday coming up, not tomorrow, 2 days from now, this is a Saturday, not Monday coming up, but the following Monday after that will be the announcement for the new contests. Yeah, let's see what's happening in February. Well, I know what's happening in February, and I'm super excited about it. So that's it. We went through the comments. I didn't see any questions. And if you're watching this after it's already dropped and you have any questions, put them in the comments. Because I'll be back next Saturday or Sunday. We'll see how things work out. But yes, Saturday or Sunday, I'll be back. And we're going to go over more comments and any questions that anyone has to ask. All right. Thank you. Thank you for going over to our other social media sites that we try to populate with information, photos, and links over at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I know a lot of you have been going over to our Zazzle, our official Two Gun Pixie, our Two Gun Pixie Zazzle store. We got some cool merch like this right here by Gygax's beard. Yeah, grognards know what I'm talking about. Hey, go check it out. We have some really fun, interesting gaming-related merch, t-shirts, mugs, steins, mouse pads, even a cooking apron. If I designed it and I could put it on something, I'm selling it, baby. So, and by the way, still from last week, the number 1 selling item we have is our mug, and our number 3 is the Stein version of our potion of healing. Go check it out. Maybe it's something you might like, or maybe it's something you might know someone will like. And we're right here. We're together. You, me, us. We're together right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for subscribing to YouTube. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. And most of all, thank you for sharing. That's some of the best publicity we can get. If you like what you see here, if you like the 20-sided videos, if you like me, if you like our videos, then share them. Word of mouth and word of link. Yeah, I'll go with that. Word of mouth and word of link are the greatest thank yous that you can give us. And if you didn't like the video, check out the next one. Or check out one of the other ones. So we got some pretty fun videos. All right, my friends. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. And my friends, I'll be back. But for right now, I am out of here. Excellent, my friends.